Hi, friends. Thanks for joining us. Do us a huge favor, or first, happy post-Grey Cup Monday. Hope you all had a good time. Do us a huge favor. Smash that subscribe button. It helps the channel grow, helps us get the word out. Benny, where can they find us on social media?
Yeah, you can find us at Ray Benny Sports. We're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Check us out also on Reddit and Discord. And don't forget, leave us a rating on your favorite podcast provider.
And special thanks to our sponsor, Fahrenheit Airbrushing. Stand out on the ice, pavement, field, or in the stands with a custom airbrushed helmet, goalie mask, or any type of project. A local Manitoba business with affordable solutions. Check out Fahrenheit Airbrushing on Facebook or call them at 204-891-7431.
And don't forget to tell them that Ray and Benny sent you.
What's one word you'd use to describe the 2025 Grey Cup?
I'm going to go with anticlimactic. It seemed like it was a good start to this game, and it would be a back and forth kind of affair, and then Saskatchewan just kind of took over and probably could have put this game away. And then Montreal kind of made their bit of a comeback, finally scoring a touchdown in the third quarter, had that drive late in the fourth to possibly tie the game up, fumbled it, and that was the game, really. To be just besides those two, besides the scoring the touchdown in the third quarter and that last drive where they almost scored a touchdown for Montreal, that offense was pretty mediocre, I guess. Maybe that's not the right word or a good word, but it just couldn't get on track all game, and they just couldn't get it done. And Davis Alexander was a kind of a shell of himself that we saw against Winnipeg a couple weeks ago. So yeah, I'm gonna go with anticlimactic in this one.
Yeah, there weren't many offensive memorable moments. There are a couple long bombs that Montreal hit on. AJ Roulette with a couple rumbling runs. Saskatchewan with a couple deep balls. Not really. Just a lot of accuracy and record-setting accuracy. I'm gonna go fourth. Fourth is the word that I'm going to use to describe the 2025 Grey Cup. Doing an exercise and ranking all of the Grey Cups I watched was really tiresome and probably boring. So I'm just talking about the 4 Grey Cups that I've attended. And this one, in regards to action and the game itself, is fourth in line. The first, despite being the most heartbreaking, was probably when I went to watch the Bombers last season, just to see them live in a Grey Cup. It was my first Grey Cup on the road, so that still ranks as number 1, and all these can shift. Second would probably be the 2006 Grey Cup. Again, the game wasn't that good. Was it good? Calvillo didn't have a great game. BC kind of
that was Montreal, BC?
Yeah.
That one's harder to remember.
Because it wasn't good.
It wasn't good because I think we spent a lot more time having fun in those temporary stands than paying attention to the game.
I think so. Yeah. And the first one I went to in Princess Auto Stadium would rank as third. It was cool because it was the first game there. It would have been maybe higher if the Red Blacks would have won a championship in their second game coming back for Ottawa, but that's probably third. Willie Jefferson got his first ring that year, by the way.
Yeah, it was 25-14 for BC in that game. So
Dave Dickinson was quarterback.
Yeah.
I guess both AJ.
No. Dave? Was he?
Yeah. It was Dickinson and Calvillo, wasn't it? BC and Dickinson?
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah. Sorry.
That's okay. Don't apologize. It was a long time ago.
It was.
Almost 20 years
20
coming
years
up.
ago, almost.
That was a fun one to be at.
I was there in 91. The only thing I remember is Rocket Ishmael, and that's it. And I was frozen, literally frozen.
And I'm pretty sure you weren't drunk then.
No, I was 12 years old.
It was illegal.
So yeah. I was just trying to stave off the frostbite on that one.
And I think maybe what made this game rank fourth in the Grey Cups I've been to is there were a lot of Rider fans around. Not many annoying ones, to be honest with you. So I'm using the word fourth.
It's funny you say that because you look at the yardage and there was tons of yardage, right? Harris went over 300. Alexander ended up getting close to 300. But it was just like, I didn't, if you asked me that in 5 years, did they hit those numbers? I'd be like, I don't think so. I don't remember because it didn't feel like that. At all, right? It was just like there was some big plays, and there was a lot of plays where Saskatchewan had crossers, which went for good yardage, right? So, but other than that, yeah, there was nothing huge. Few broken plays almost, it seemed like, that got downfield, but that was it.
What does this Grey Cup mean for the Saskatchewan Roughrider franchise? I think in this case specifically, it means optimism with this newly extended front office. They were the best team in the league pretty much from week one, right? And they
Yeah.
finished the job. They looked comfortable in the moment. The stage never looked too big for them. And you can tell that even in practice earlier this week, it looked like they belonged in the championship game. I was talking last week about feel and people going into the game, and they just felt like it. So Ryderville should be optimistic. They have guys that rally around their coach, and you can tell it's a really strong culture. Um, yeah, so optimism.
Yeah, they never really wavered, right? I mean, Montreal scored the first touchdown. And then, well, even before that, what was it from Montreal? Eto could have had that interception, pick six. That should have been an easy pick six, right? And
Absolutely.
Harris from there, I don't remember him making another mistake like that at all. But to me, I guess it kind of validates their front office, right? Well, we were all over Jeremy O'Day and Craig Dickinson in years past. How, what kind of roster are they building here? What kind of coaching are they doing? And then O'Day got rid of Dickinson and went with Corey Mason. We were kind of like, oh, really? Should O'Day O'Day still been there, right? So kind of validates his roster construction and change to Corey Mason a couple years ago. And
Absolutely.
now it provides a little bit of stability for that franchise. And we'll see where they go from here. But if they can get a bunch of these guys back, they could make another run next year.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a
Also,
doubt.
to me, sorry, it does show that you don't need retread coaches all the time, right?
Yeah.
You had Corey Mace, you got Michael Shea, Jason Moss, Ryan Dinwiddie. Guys that have come in, first time head coaches, and have now won Grey Cups with their teams and have taken their teams to the Grey Cup.
Yeah.
So, stop with the Chris Jones and all that kind of stuff and bring in the new guys. And hopefully that continues on.
Buck Pierce did pretty good as well.
Mark Pierce, Mark Gillum had a pretty good job or
Mm-hmm.
did a pretty good job there, right?
He
So,
rallied around that quarterback, Fajardo.
yeah.
What is one word you'd use to describe the MGK halftime show?
I'm going to go with energetic. I mean, to me, again, it's not my type of music, but I thought he put on a pretty good show,
Yeah.
especially for being out there. It's chilly out there, right? I know he wasn't out there for very long, but I mean, it seemed like a good show. It's small. Again, it's like a great halftime show, right? They're nothing huge like the Super Bowls and everything like that. And again, it's like, who cares? People are stuck on it. Should have been a Canadian. It should have been a Canadian. The guy put on a decent show, and hey, I enjoyed it, and I don't even like that kind of music.
I thought it was solid. I think as someone who was sitting on the visitor side of the stadium, it kind of sucked watching the back of it
Yeah,
for most of the show. He did give us some love, but why not build more of a stage that was a circle? It wasn't that disturbing. The light show was great. The sound was actually really good.
yeah,
If you've ever been to a regular Bomber game and you listen to the halftime show bands there, like it literally sounds like you're outside at the smoking doors at a social listening to the music from outside. That's what it sounds like for a regular band during a Bomber game. But this sounded really good. Even through an iPhone microphone, it sounded really good. So props to the production team there. The pyro looked good. The lighting was cool. The actual show itself, like you mentioned, was pretty short. It was like 20 minutes or under, maybe even under.
yeah.
Uh, for me, it was worth being in my seat. All these people on social media said, "Oh, they'll be getting beers and smoking and talking in the concourse." There are actually a lot of people in their seats who stayed in their seats and had a good time. So that, like you said, there was a good energy to the halftime show. I wish they used the field a little more. I wish it was a little bigger stage, but it was solid.
Yeah, that was the thing to me too. Just thinking about you guys on the other side, it's like, why this needs to be a round stage for this guy to go around and play to all sides, like all four corners, basically end zones and whatever. I know it's in the middle or whatever, but at least go, have that roundedness. And that's one thing the NFL does for the most part. It does have it all over the place, but
Or have the
some
stage
most of the time,
rotate.
yeah, or that too, right?
That'd
Yeah,
be
that would have
cool.
been cool.
See, call me next year, CFL. Design that stage.
Our Lady
Jeez.
Peace wasn't bad either, acoustics wise and sound wise.
Yeah.
I mean, for
Oh,
being what they are at this point. So,
I'll probably mention Our Lady Peace in a bit.
All right.
Um, is there one play in this game that convinced you it was Saskatchewan's to lose? I'm gonna sound like a probably know-it-all loser here, but that first interception by former Bomber Marcus Sales on the first drive, they brought four, dominated Alexander out of that pocket, and Alexander put up the ball unnecessarily, and the ball was intercepted. Honestly, I looked to the Rider fan beside me, and I'm like, this is your game. This is your game, man. And it was their game. And yes, it was a bit over dramatic, and anything can happen. And the Riders had a blueprint, and they stuck to it from the first snap of the ball. So that's kind of the play. I was like, yeah, I think it's done already.
Yeah, he put too much faith in his arm on that play there, right? Because
It was unnecessary.
Sales wasn't the guy covering him, right? He came
He was
and
underneath.
took
He got
that
the
ball away.
underneath. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I think Davis Alexander thought his arm could get that ball there. I mean, his guy had a step, but trusted it way too much. I'm going with the second interception. Because until that happened, I still thought Montreal had an opportunity in this game.
Yeah.
But once that second interception, that was it. And Saskatchewan should have run away with the game at that point, and they didn't. That's where the offense for me for Saskatchewan kind of sputtered, after getting that first touchdown after the half, really, right? They didn't get anything else after that besides a field goal. And they had opportunities to put this game away. I'm like, maybe I'll take off here if this turns into a blowout. Let these Saskatchewan fans enjoy it while I get home earlier. But
Yeah.
it didn't happen that way. And Saskatchewan kind of opened the door back up and let Montreal into it. So, but I still felt like after that, like Alexander was just pressing too much. Like even on that second one, it's like, dude, throw that ball away or run, or I don't know if his hamstring was hurting way too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just put that ball in harm's way too much.
I was never even thinking about the hamstring until the fourth, until that one drive where he came off limping hard.
But apparently some people were saying it was noticeable before, but unless he was playing it up really hard in that fourth quarter or late in that fourth quarter to show that, hey, it was hurting. Because yeah, I didn't notice it much too until then. But when I was going through Twitter afterwards, it seemed like it was noticeable before that.
Yeah. Not to me. It looks
No, the same.
right.
Yeah.
All right. As a fan, what did you like and dislike about the 2025 Grey Cup in Winnipeg? Start with like.
I like the events leading up to it. We checked out a few of them. We were at the CFL Awards. Checked out the UOW and that. And they had a lot of activities in there, especially for kids that you can go inside, toss footballs, get some autographs. Gavin Walls, Jeremy Jones were there when we were there. Nathan Rourke was outside signing autographs.
That's cool.
Awesome guy. Like he talked to my son for a bit, asked him if he played football, all this, but he was taking the time to talk to everybody. Right. And having a conversation and just getting to know people. And that's awesome. That's great to have him out there and great face of the league. Right. Yeah. Kind of thing. To me, the stadium, it was packed. It was great atmosphere in there. Yes, there was a lot of Saskatchewan fans in there. They were making a lot of noise. Everyone else was making noise against Saskatchewan. So yeah, I like the pregame festivities and the fan events. Are we just sticking with likes for now, I guess?
Yes, my turn for likes.
So you go ahead.
Yeah, I did like the way that downtown was activated. Downtown Winnipeg sometimes gets a kick in the ass, sometimes, all the time, especially from people from Winnipeg about how dreadful it is. So it's great to see those events there, both family-friendly and adult-friendly events at the convention center and at UW. You spoke about Nathan Rourke. Let me take a breath. You spoke about Nathan Rourke there, taking the time to talk to people and talk to your kid specifically. Like, that's a good way to really foster the next generation of fans, to make these players accessible and for players to take time with them. And I know that happens often because that's what happened when I was a kid. I remember going to Bomber Pancake Breakfast and having the players accessible there and having autographs and them talking to us. And that's really how you also get the next generation of CFL fans in the stadium. It was great to see friends' kids now going to Grey Cup games. Yeah, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Great to see all the events. Let's talk about things that we don't like. Personally, for me, the game itself, The Bombers need to figure out that concourse when we have Grey Cups and also the Banjo Bowl. Like when they have sellouts and all the people show up for the sellouts, there's just too much uncontrollable foot traffic, especially in the end zone sides of that stadium. Like if I was claustrophobic, I would have lost my mind. The first Grey Cup at that stadium was a disaster in that way, and they didn't learn those lessons and take them to this one. Like it's dangerous too, especially not just for claustrophobic people, but for children and people with accessibility issues. Like you trip and fall, you might get trampled there. Wade Miller was out there directing traffic. And in the end, they had to shut down the taco cart to make sure there wasn't people standing there. And that's annoying too. I hate in that concourse, in that stadium, when people just dumbassed stand there and have conversations when they can see people struggling to get around them and they're just laughing with a beer in their hand and acting stupid. Get out of the way.
Yes.
But any which way. And maybe Bombers should think about getting larger video screens in that stadium now. It's about time.
Yeah, it is harder to see those from certain spots in the stadium and get a good view of what's going on. I pretty much agree with you with all that. Concession lines are crazy. Bathroom lines are crazy. It's like there's 2 bathrooms up top there for men. Like it goes quick enough, but when you're having to line up halfway down the concourse just to get in the bathroom that's at the end of the hall, kind of thing, it's a little much.
Yeah.
Also, the tailgate outside the stadium. I wish they would have made it bigger for this game. They had activities, but it was packed in there. It's hard to do the activities. So if you like, we got there early enough, so we did them. But if other people coming in, you're waiting in line for a while. And talking about trampling, when we were waiting to go inside the stadium, there's one, by the Pinnacle Lounge. There's that one door that goes in.
Yeah.
It was like all of a sudden you're getting pushed from behind. And I'm just looking at the people next to me going, holy, I feel like we're about to get trampled if you fall, right? Because you're trying to steady yourself at the same time. So it was a little bit too much, But what can they do at this point with the concourses, right?
Yeah.
They made them small, and unfortunately, that's always going to be the way when this game is sold out.
Yeah, well, you can't have vendors on those ends because it just narrows it even more. And then you have customers waiting there in lines, so that's taking up space. You got to have active security telling people move, effing move. Don't stand there like a jabroni and be in the way. And also, there has to be lanes of traffic. This side goes right, this side goes, well, it's not everyone's on their right, basically, but stay to your right. Like
Yeah,
you have people in the middle going left and right, people on the outside. It's ridiculous. There should be like lanes,
driving lanes, right? This side goes that. But then again, when we were waiting for the bathroom, that causes a whole nother headache because you don't even know what line you're standing in at this point. Is it the bathroom line? Is it the concourse line? Or is it food line? Whatever, right? So
it's chaos. I think they need to have like actual fencing. If they have like those partitions with just rope, that's not going to do nothing. No. Like have guard fencing, like any which way. That was crazy dangerous. That was so frustrating. I was so angry. That's why I missed Our Lady Peace. Like I heard them, but it took me the whole performance to get from one end of that end zone to the other.
Yeah. Yeah, I've done that trek before too at that time. It's not good.
Even in Banjo Bowl, it's horrible. It's like, oh my God.
I mean, the games have been sold out this year, right? And I think it was the first game of the season too that took a long time to get from that outside tailgate to my seats on the other side.
I don't even venture near the rum hut.
No, good God, no. Like, even unless you're going there to drink and stand there, fine. But otherwise, if you're trying to walk through there, don't even bother.
Bomber fans, put your comments in the comment section below about our beautiful stadium and the concourse. Wade Miller, shout out for doing the legwork, getting in there. He's getting frustrated. Someone said to put your jersey on, and he's getting mad. He's like, "Not today." read the room, bro. He's not feeling it.
I'll give them a credit. Sorry for the bus ride home and everything.
Yeah,
smooth. It was smooth for me. Like everything went well there, so I'll give them credit for that.
Winnipeg Transit was running smooth, and it was free fares. I was surprised. I'm like, y'all can make a killing right now. What are you doing?
Yeah,
but no, don't worry. They'll paint the streets again next year. Has Trevor Harris confirmed his spot in the CFL Hall of Fame? I'm going to say yes. He's a top 20 passer in yards. If he comes back next year, he's breaking 40,000. Are you coming back next year for Trevor Harris? Are you chasing another? Are you chasing a repeat, or are you going to go out like Jerome Bettis?
I think he's coming back.
Would you?
Would I?
Yes. Chase another one, or would you retire?
I'd probably retire, but it's tough. Yeah. I don't know, actually, if I say that.
Time to think of it.
Like, you finally got that one, right? Now you're like, hey, this is a good team. You see who they can bring back. Maybe you come back again, and you got a great coach, right? So
Caleros be chasing.
Exactly. Caleros is still chasing right now.
You could have hung up after back-to-back.
Yeah. But, you know, and then that's the thing, you know, you come back and you lose one. So now you're like, I got to go back again and do it, right? Now it's hard to stop it after you've lost a few.
Like a bad drug.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. And Trevor Harris also, he's top 10 yards per game. When you're talking about completions in a game, his name is there a couple of times. Top 3 completion, passing career, highest percentage in the Grey Cup game. Top 3 passing efficiency all time. Yeah, he's in the Hall of Fame.
And you know what? He didn't get hit a lot. I agree with you. Yes, Hall of Fame. He didn't get hit a lot this year. You know, he had some good protection. So that also makes your body feel pretty damn good at the end of the year that, you know, they're not completely beat up. You know, Carlos took some hits this year.
Exactly.
Like for him, like, his body must have been hurting by the end of that last game. You know, whereas Harris, even yesterday, I don't think he took a sack. I don't even remember him getting hit.
I don't think either team got a sack yesterday.
No, I mean, Montreal had some good, Saskatchewan had some good pressure on Alexander at times.
Yeah.
But I really don't remember Montreal getting much on Harris.
No. Nope. So you think he's going Hall of Fame?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, for sure. He needed this. I mean, he may have made it without it, but this definitely helps cement that in a bit.
Absolutely. Are there any CFL Hall of Fame quarterbacks that haven't won a Grey Cup as a starter?
Probably not.
I don't think so. I'll
have to look that up. Anyone know? Let us know.
Like Joe, like even as a backup, but as a starter, like Joe Pow is he in the Hall of Fame, and he hasn't won a Grey Cup as a starter.
I don't know. Is he in the Hall of Fame?
There you go. There might be one right there. Is Joe Pow in the Hall of Fame? I think he kind of should be, but that's also including his coaching work, and he didn't win one as a head coach.
It doesn't, just looking quickly here, does not look like he's in the BC Wall of Fame.
Yeah.
But it doesn't say anything about CFL Hall of Fame. So
okay, well, anyway, I'd vote for him. Maybe that's why I don't have a vote. Speaking of quarterbacks, if you take out Ron Lancaster from Saskatchewan's history, just for discussion's sake, where are you ranking Trevor Harris amongst Rough Rider Grey Cup winning QBs?
This is tough. I mean, I'm going to put Ken Austin second, like after Lancaster, just because he long drought broke that in '89. Also led them. I know that shouldn't really probably count as a quarterback thing, but led them as a coach to another one. Kerry Joseph, Durant, Harris. That's tough because I guess Kerry Joseph broke a long streak as well. It's hard to rank those guys. I'll give Trevor Harris number 3.
Okay. But
I could easily flip those guys around. I don't know.
I got Harris at 4. Over behind Kerry Joseph. I do have Kent Austin at 2 because he broke that streak, and also he was that's quarterback of the most legendary CFL Grey Cup game, arguably. So
yeah,
I'll put him. Kerry Joseph, I think, had an MOP year that year they won the Grey Cup. So because of that, I'll also give Kerry Joseph the bump over Trevor Harris and then Darian Durant.
Would Kerry Joseph have won that if Kevin Glenn didn't get hurt?
That's a good question. Probably not. If Kevin Glenn didn't get hurt, who knows what that would happen. Kevin Glenn might have won one as a starting quarterback. He might have.
Yeah.
How loud did people, talking about booing the Prime Minister to the Grey Cup, how loud did people boo the Prime Minister in your section?
Yeah, it was pretty loud. Like it was unreal how loud it got in that section and how long it kind of went for. But
really,
It's funny listening to that stuff. Yeah, a lot of political figures just get booed at a lot of these events, right? And,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was funny listening to that.
In our section, actually, there's not many.
Really?
Yeah. There's a lot of people to the left and to the concourse, and I didn't know what kind of jerseys they were wearing or whatever, who they're affiliated with. But in my section, not really. It sounded more like from the cheap seats. When I say to the left, more of the end zone seats there, and whatever. I kind of think it's stupid.
I do
Whether
too.
he deserves it or not, it's stupid. It's a stupid look when you're at your feature game when the prime minister is getting booed. It's just garbage politics, kind of bleeding from down south up here. I think it's ridiculous.
I still love listening to Gary Bettman get booed though.
Yeah, it's commish for sure. Just like what Stuart Johnson got booed hard,
I must
and
have been out of there already.
deservingly so. It was hard. But the prime minister, that was just goofy. It looks like you're a bunch of sore losers. Like, put it aside for the Grey Cup at least. Do you put much significance in the Riders winning the Grey Cup in Winnipeg? Yes. Yes, for sure. Like a discussion I was having with cousin Larry, it's a strong trifecta now that the Riders have in winning the Grey Cup in Winnipeg. The Riders have a cup at home. The Bombers didn't make the cup at home. The Grey Cup also, they lost it in Saskatchewan. And of course, the Riders beating the Bombers in 2007. Like, this is a very long and storied history. And they also lead the Labor Day history series, by the way. So it's hard to argue that, for me as a fan, specifically, that this doesn't mean anything, the win in Winnipeg. I think it's just another strong vote that the Riders might own this rivalry in the history books right now. Because
Well,
12 Grey Cups, you can say 12 Grey Cups,
yes.
but that's a discussion you can have across the league. That discussion is
Yeah.
dead when you talk to Edmonton fans and Toronto fans. So I think in regards to personal rivalry, we'll always have the 12 Grey Cups, but I think they're starting to trump us.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a long way to go in this rivalry for sure. And yeah, I mean, 5 Grey
Well, it's
Cups to
never
12
going to
Grey
end, brother. It's
Cups
never going to end. Like
is
the Bombers
huge.
said, until the sun explodes.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, to me, I thought this would bother me a lot more, and it actually doesn't.
Yeah.
Like for the most part, again, we were sitting around fans. They're very respectful in that. Besides a couple idiots eventually falling down a couple stairs and almost crushing my kid.
What?
Yeah, they were hammered and idiots throughout the game.
Oh.
But yeah, it is big for Saskatchewan. They get just more bragging rights, right? Like you say, '07, a lot of Labor Day games. Us not winning in Saskatchewan, it was there. Now, yeah, winning it on our home turf for sure. It gives them something else to brag about, but there'll always be other things that we can push back on them. But right now, they definitely have those bragging rights.
It's tough. It's tough to admit that, but maybe it helped being there and seeing them win it in our stadium. Maybe that's why it stings a little less. I'm not mad.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like the thing that bothers me the most is the fact that the Bombers were in the last three, and it couldn't pull one of those out of there, right? And then the same thing, Montreal came back in that game against the Bombers. They tried to come back in this game and they couldn't get it done.
Yeah.
But then you look back and go, oh, why couldn't the Bombers hang on, kind of thing, right? So,
And then, of course, off season that preceded that whole mess. But anyway, we'll talk about that soon. Speaking of the off season for the Bombers, initial thoughts. Oh, CFL fans, put your thoughts on the Grey Cup. Did you boo the Prime Minister?
did you boo the commish?
I did under my breath. I was like, ugh. So not a full boo. It was more of a ugh. You got an extended ugh out of me. Initial thoughts, and smash that subscribe button. Don't worry, I'll get to the question, brother. Here we go. Initial thoughts
One of
on the
these days.
3-year
Sorry.
extension for the Canadian Mafia.
I would personally, I'm surprised it was 3 years. I expected maybe two. So I'm okay with it. I like it, but with stipulations. They got to make changes. Can't keep status quo. They have to look at themselves first and foremost and what they did last offseason. Then from there, check out, is Jason Hogan going to be the guy or not? Ask some serious questions. They got some good pieces in the draft last year. They had some young guys play this year. so they have a bit of that core or young core that they can kind of build off of and build around. Now it's figuring out which vets they're going to keep and which ones they're going to let go. And there has to be some of those guys being let go. Otherwise, it's just going to be like, here we go again.
Yeah, they do. I think it's great, but I'm nervous. Like, speaking of, they do have a history a bit of letting guys go. Wolotarski, Biggie, Andrew Harris. But have they had a history of bringing young guys and really had training camp competition? And those young guys unseating them? Like, I can't remember anything that comes to the top of my head, to be honest with you. I want to see them buck this reputation of being loyal to the point where it's starting to hurt the team. I don't think it's no longer a fan delusion. It's no more media clickbait. I think we see it with the team that they had on the field. That some folks may have been beyond their best before date. I think there needs to be a youth movement. Young talent can't just be brought in to get the vets back in shape. They have to be brought in to challenge these vets and possibly take their spots.
So speaking of, right, Big Hill got hurt last year. Tony Jones came in and played well.
Yes.
That made Big Hill expendable, right?
Yes.
If Tony Jones didn't play well, is Biggie back? Right? And
next season?
No, like, would he have been back this season? Kind of thing. Would they have kept him in the fall? I know he was still hurt and he was being out for a bit, but if you had no proper replacement, would they have kept Biggie? And that's only the way they seem to be moving on from guys. Yeah. Oliveira was good to go, so we could move on from Harris. And I know they had issues with Harris, I believe, in that last season with stuff, whatever was going on there. But Harris showed he had a couple more years left in him, right? But you had the young guy. You got to move on, right? With Oliveira. QB wise, I mean, there's no one there to really push Claros. Where's the O-line guys? Is Wallace? Hopefully he's going to be there next year. He's already penciled in as starter. You got to find someone that'll kind of push Neufeld up. Yeah. If he's even signed, Jake Thomas, Cam Lawson, those guys, right? But I get what you're saying. If they don't have an option there, they don't seem to be pushing these guys out. So that, to me, that what worries me with bringing these guys back. But hopefully they've learned from it this year. And are going to be a little bit more aggressive out there. You saw Saskatchewan's D-line cause havoc yesterday, right?
Yes.
They gave nothing to Davis Alexander.
And they didn't give free agency to get those guys too.
Yeah, exactly, right? So they went out and got guys, whereas Winnipeg was losing guys. So,
it's going to be a good off season.
But I do like that it's 3 years. 3 years shows players, hey, these guys are here for 3 more years. I might stick around for longer. I might sign a 2-year contract. And I think that's where the CFL suffers, is all these 1-year contracts.
Absolutely.
Time to get those 2 years at least in there.
The CFL union's got to push something. You got to push something. Benny, you have anything to say to our friends?
You know what? Thanks a lot for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and follow. We'll have more Jets content coming up as well. And in the meantime, go Jets go. That's sad. The CFL season's done right now, but got some off-season, I guess, to talk about.
For sure. There'll always be CFL off-season action, hopefully, to talk about, just not as much. And in the words of Ed Whalen, in the meantime and in between time, that's it. Another edition of Ray and Benny Talk Sports.
Hey, friends and neighbors, don't forget to check us out online on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter at Ray Benny Sports. And don't forget to check out our YouTube channel. Leave a like, leave a comment, tell us what you think.